despite the gloomy start, we are out on the water this morning with exclusive coverage about a research ship that's been docked in Erie overnight, and they're set to get to work this morning right along Presque Isle Bay.
Yeah, we are live out on the bayfront this morning. This is the Lake Guardian, a ship that's owned by the federal government. It's got a lot of tools to research the Great Lakes, and it's been moving from lake to lake different years, only here every 5 years, and that's why we find our Jacob Brooks live on board this morning. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, guys. So, you know, education is such a big part of this project. And there's an educator from Erie who was selected to be on the ship with us this morning. Casey Keating is with Asbury Wood. She's an educator there. So what has this experience been like for you personally?
So far, it's been amazing. I can't believe I got to be here. So I'm spending a week aboard the research vessel Lake Guardian, and it's a total of 15 educators, I think 3 scientists, about 3 Sea Grant administrators, and then a bunch of crew members. So we're having an amazing week of learning and exploring the lake.
So how do you end up getting selected? Because there were a lot of people that applied for this.
Yes, it was, well, we had an application to fill out and an essay to write, and then somehow, some way, I got picked as one of those 15 among, I think it was 115 applications. So again, I think every one of us said something like that. We were all very surprised that we got picked and thrilled. I'm so glad, again, that I got picked to be here.
So we have some samples here. This is some stuff that you helped collect from Lake Erie. Can you kind of describe what we've got here?
Sure. So we have a bunch of sediment. This is from the Central Basin, and Lake Erie has 3 different basins, so we're sampling all 3. So this is from the Central Basin. So this sample had a lot of sediment. We used something called a ponar to pick it up off the bottom of the lake. And then we bring it in here and try and pick out the either living or recently living sort of things, which are in these ice cube trays over here. This one had a lot, again, more sand, more sediment than some of our other samples. So that's kind of what we're working on, is just seeing what lives on the bottom of Lake Erie.
And why is it important to find out what lives on the bottom of Lake Erie and do all of this research?
So it can help us keep the Great Lakes healthy, for one thing. So knowing all of these things tells us how are the lakes now, what do they need to stay healthy, and sorts of things like that. So this section of our research is specifically like looking at those things that are living there, maybe looking at invasive species too, depending on where we are. But it's just, what are the Great Lakes like right now, and how can we care for them?
Yeah, and this is all stuff she'll be able to bring back to her students at Asbury Woods. And coming up at 6:50, I'm going to speak with a researcher from Gannon University, what she's been doing here on the ship as well. Live from the Lake Guardian, I'm Jacob Brooks, Erie News Now.
Yeah, loving the local involvement in this federally funded project.
I just love this. We have more live reports from Jacob coming up.